This is Rainbow Six Extraction. We're going to do a tips and tricks in order to help you better understand the game and kind of get a good hold of what it is. So I actually suggest playing as the Doc as much as you can. Operators can get damaged, they can get hurt, but the Doc's really cool because he's got this special stim ability where you can stim yourself. You can also get downed and then revive yourself with the stimming. You can hit your teammates to stim them. If your teammate is downed, you can actually shoot them with this and actually get them revived without having to pick them up, which is like really helpful. So this is a tactical game where you can do a lot of tactical moves. So you can press B to crouch, or platform equivalent again, or hold it down in order to kind of like, kind of go around, and then you can actually go backwards. And you can go up against walls and your legs will go in front of you. It's pretty cool. Another great thing is that you can, well, click on the right stick to stab, but you can also hold, aim down sight, and then you can tap your right stick in to move to the right, or the left stick to move to the left. So you can actually go around like corners, and that could be a very helpful thing. I know these might seem like basic stuff, but for some people, and this is their first Rainbow Six game, they might need some help here. So another big part of the experience is kind of highlighting things. So you can have like a pointer on the map of where you want to go, or you can also point to things that are kind of important that you can find around, like moving to the airlock or finding an enemy, which I'm kind of hoping we'll find. So you can also approach the experience in multiple ways. You can go in from a perspective of, we're going to crouch, we're going to be slow, or you can go in guns blazing. You can click left on the D-pad in order to change full auto, kind of a burst thing, single shot, depending on the gun, of course, and that could be quite helpful. I do also find that stuns and smoke grenades are fantastic. So stuns and smoke grenades will allow you to basically stun and or smoke your enemy so that you can take them out. So that's kind of good. So we're going to show that off here. See, we throw the stun, they can't move, we take them down. Very easy. Every map has a bunch of objectives that you can use, and these things, which you should probably stab or shoot because that's where the enemies keep respawning from. Kind of annoying. Red guys, they explode, they're dangerous. So you can click back on, you can click the back button, and then you can see what your tasks are. You can also check out your team, who they are, and you can check out your operator to see what your perks and your abilities are in order to better coordinate and become a more effective squad member, which really helps a lot. So you can like highlight enemies, as you can tell there, which is very helpful. And you can let your teammates know where the enemies are. That's a really big thing. Now, with the nests, they are actually going to kind of like, I guess you would say, scatter across the floor. So we're going to have to find a group of nest areas. Sometimes you got to wander around, and you can close doors if you'd like to, and you can open them, and they can break through the doors, so keep that in mind. So this like black goo stuff actually slows you down. It is annoying, and it's from those hives. So you can actually shoot the stuff, the goo, and it'll actually disappear, which is incredibly helpful. Seriously, it makes a big difference if you're carrying someone or you're trying to run through an area really fast to do that. So you can also highlight, again, up on the D-pad, different things. Ammo, typically when you're playing with others, there's ammo for everyone, so highlighting where the ammo is very helpful for letting your team know what's up. The game does scale difficulties based on your quantity of players. Your abilities will replenish your actual, kind of abilities and stuff like that. Whereas the react gear is going to be like your like stun grenades and everything. This is also a game where you can vault and you can climb over things. And since it is a siege game, you can actually shoot through walls and you can damage things through multiple areas. You'll need to be careful and start learning. See, again, the damaging, shooting through stuff, stuff like that. So you will have to learn what the different enemies do. If there's red stuff, you always want to shoot for the red because the red is the weak spot. You will face off against ever-increasing, kind of enemies and whatnot that have different abilities. And you'll have to be smart and tactful in how you approach them and destroy them, which is, kind of important. You can do like a surprise sort of assassination thing, which helps a lot. You do tend to get a little bit more XP when you do stealthy things. You can, again, vault stuff. You can't vault over everything, but some stuff you can vault over, which can help. You can get up on like bars, like kind of tables and everything like that, which is really cool. So another neat part of this game is if you're not doing well, you can just exfiltrate. So it's like, okay, we're down, we're not getting the job done. One of our guys is down. Sometimes one of your teammates will get down, and you have to carry them. If you can, you might have to leave them behind. You carry them, and you put them in the middle here. It's kind of crazy. But you can literally hold X here, and it'll start a countdown timer, and it'll let you exfiltrate at any point. You fail an objective, let's leave. You're low on health, let's get out of here. Because you want to keep your operators healthy. You don't want to lose health with them. And that's something, that's kind of important, is making sure that your operators are all kind of, active and going and good. So another big part of this is getting to the exit. So that's the exit right there. And again, we can leave to the exit at any point. We don't need to do the mission. So this is the mission here. We can literally just skip it if we'd like to. It really doesn't matter. It's not too hard to do. But let's just show, for example. Let's get out of here. So we can open this. Make sure you close the door on your way through. There's been so many times where it's like, we did not close the door. The door is very, very important to close on the way in. And every checkpoint has different stuff you can find. You know, again, the React Tech there, that's going to be like your stun grenades. You might find a med kit. Be smart about your med kits. Use them to your teammate that actually needs them. And then you actually... Oh, and points of interest. So these are little things you find around the map. They'll give you little bonus insights into what's going on. And that's kind of interesting if you want to learn more about the world. And then everybody has to ready up too. And once you're readied up... Well, I mean, not everybody. You'll do a countdown timer, but the countdown timer skips a little faster if everybody readies up. So then you go to the next area, and you got a new situation to deal with, new problems, and you have new objectives. And I think that's how they kind of keep things fresh, is just doing these different scenarios on these different maps. So let's do a little bit of the nest tracking. So again, being quiet and stealthy is a big part of things. Like if you alert stuff, sometimes you can't do certain things, and that can be a bit of a pain, needless to say. It can be quite annoying to deal with stuff. So I do, suggest taking a look at doing a stealth sort of option. Working with your teammates, trying to actually get the job done with a stealthy manner. Don't forget you got a secondary, and a lot of secondaries are really good. So you'll unlock a lot of different things that you can use to like improve like your weapons and the different gun skins and different tools and gadgets you can use. I always prefer the stun stuff, but there's a lot of explosive things. There's like claymores. The characters have different skills. You're gonna have to really look at the different, I guess you would say, like operators and stuff for what they provide. Some of the operators seem to have skills that don't really add much to the experience, so that might be a little bit annoying for you to deal with. Some of them might not have anything, but they might have good weapons, and it's all about finding a balance and a right setup for your scenarios. Oh, watch out for these things. They keep exploding, and they can become smaller things, but they will stab you and they will destroy you. And there's different difficulty options too, and it scales, and they can be quite aggressive. Like on any difficulty, you can get like brutally attacked and just have your health like completely fail. And again, be on the lookout for these red bubbles, because these red bubbles are like, spawning basically enemies. They're making it hard for you. It's something to keep in mind. There's usually also a lot more stuff on the floor and everything we deal with, but playing solo right now, just for the, the case of showing this, it's going to be a little bit emptier because of that. Just keep looking around, point out your targets, clean your floors, and that's the biggest part of this game, is just kind of, trying to move around, trying to be tactical, trying to be strategic, and doing it the Siege way. You might know this game from Siege, you might be in here for the first time. Aside from breaking stuff, you can also create barriers. So this doesn't really come up very often or at all, but you can actually reinforce walls if you need to. Only some walls do that though, like this wall I can't, this stuff I can't. Can over here, it's only specific walls that you can barricade. And this will stop the enemies from getting in, which is quite helpful. You can do the same for like windows, and that can be a very big deal if you find a window. That will kind of give you a little bit of an advantage of covering that. And yeah, kind of run in fast, knife things, shoot things. Keep in mind that hits from enemies is just like detrimental to your abilities to stay strong. And you can run away at any time. You can jump on the helicopter, you can just get out of here. You don't want to do the mission. Oh, and sometimes enemies can spawn in the safe room, so be careful. Seriously. An enemy, like, one time we were like bombarded by a bunch of explosive guys. It is annoying. And there's like these little red markers on the map. We haven't come across them yet, but there's these like little red markers, and if you go over them, they'll actually flashbang you. They're an enemy thing, so you have to shoot them. Like, really be careful what's on the floor and what's around you. So now we have to do a target takedown. And I think this will be the very helpful things. Like, start learning a little bit of the map layout, the flow of the game. It's not, it's not too complicated to get a handle of. I think you'll have a good time kind of sitting here trying to figure things out. And I just kind of wanted to put together some like quick tips to be like, hey, this is how you get a little bit of an edge in this game. This is how you can figure things out faster. Everything like that. Obviously following the bells and the whistles. Oh, these things. So if you get these like bubble things on you, they'll be on me. You can have your teammate actually shoot them off if they're careful. Otherwise, they'll explode and kind of like block your screen, and they could be in extreme pain. So let's just say, you know, I'm kind of failing out here. I need to leave. Like I was mentioning earlier, you just come up here, the old the exfiltration happens, you need to survive for a second or two, and then you get out. So that's kind of a big thing for Rainbow Six Extraction. I hope these were kind of quick tips that will hopefully give you a little bit of an edge, you know, and everything like that. Liking the video is great, subscribing is great as well, but those are kind of the details. You get XP based on your performance, you get stats, you can go customize everything with your characters, and it's just kind of, you know, it's a siege game where you kind of get what you make with it, if that makes sense. Like, as far as like upgrading stuff, going in here to your roster, picking different like weapons, going and customizing what's on those weapons, taking a look at your secondary. The machine gun things are great. All this different react tech that you can unlock in the tech progression area. Secondary, I always suggest the revive kit. I think is one of the most important things you can get. But that's really the main details on this one. See the tech tree, you level it up. There is also like these daily type challenge things that are present. I think they're somewhat daily like, and they will help you with your progression in the studies, and the studies will unlock more XP and stuff to help you out. I think that's a big deal. Once again, we've got, so there's settings, there's accessibility settings, but if you need to change some video things, those are present, audio stuff, interface, there's a lot of accessibility things that might help you out. And again, the general text and everything like that. And then there's some slight control options that you can change too, so that you might find that to be helpful in your experience that's trying to, well, make it through Rainbow Six Siege. There's well, not Rainbow Six Siege, but Rainbow Six Siege's spin-off, Extraction. And yeah, just kind of go through the levels, pick your difficulties, and good luck out there surviving, extracting, and kind of getting your team out of the scenario, because it's definitely not an easy task, that is for sure.